Very quiet chat. Not a big field, which I'm not sure if I'm happy with that or not, but it is what it is. So this is Sea Breeze Stage 2 Island Hopper. I joined the Cat Sea race so I can improve my fitness, improve my racing, as I have been improving my climbing skills. And so I know this is going to be a hard race for me. I know it's going to push me to the limits because every Cat Sea race I've done in the past has been hard, and they've been sustaining a higher wattage than I can normally put out continuous. So it's going to help me push my FTP up, and then also add some elevation gain to my Strava Le Col challenge. And so took advantage of making it another sort of easy night of riding, not too much elevation gain, but still making sure I'm pushing myself to the limits so I get better and improve. So excited for this race, excited for this crowd. Looks like we have 12, group of 12 right now. Hopefully it gets bigger in the next 10 seconds, but I doubt it. And so we'll see how this goes out the gate. Here we go.
So right off the gate, you can see that I made the mistake of not trying to go in with the front group. And while I did plan on trying to catch up and bridge that gap, I knew that it was going to take a monumental amount of effort. So I basically just stayed where I was at. I did my best to kind of hold on to the back of this person here. And we little by little started to bridge up, which I was excited about because that means I get to basically hold on as long as I can. But at this point, it was really weird. My computer was starting to lag a lot, which was frustrating because I kept feeling like I was missing chances to stay on really well. But as you can see, still strolling through, getting through the sand portion here. And one thing that I noticed that I see a lot in not only races that I've ridden, but also races that I watch from other channels, is oftentimes when people get their power-ups, it almost seems like they go to use them all but immediately. Or if one person uses it, then a bunch of people start using it. And I feel like that might not be the right tactic. In this case, with the sand and bridge portions, having the steamroller definitely helps. I think in this instance, I used my power up at the wrong time, coming right into the sand portion, because as you can see, I start falling behind. And this is really where I start losing the group, because I could not hold on to that pace that they were keeping, kind of staying in the low 200s. And even though I was able to, kind of push that strength to not fall so far behind, I knew that I wasn't going to catch up at this point until I got to the climbs. That's really where I feel like I can hold a good power. And so at this point, I'm just cruising along, hoping that, I can basically not let them get too far away. And as we get to the bridge here and the climb, I start putting out the power that I need. And as you'll start to see, I'm looking at the menu to the left where it shows all the shows all the riders, and I see I start catching people, which I was excited about because that means I can start to get a little bit of aerodynamic help by holding on to someone's wheel. I generally don't like to just sit on people's wheel. I will try and ride my pace. So if that means I end up in front of them, then I end up in front of them. And in this case, this person just wasn't able to hold my wheel. And so I just kept going forward, knowing that the next climb is coming up. I did my best to hold right around 300 watts and just keep pushing as hard as I can. And so this person here, with the Norseman jersey in the coalition team, I felt like he and I, or she and I think it's he, did not want to let me pass. And so we kept doing this dance back and forth of he would get in front and I would just keep trying to keep my pace and I'd end up in front. And thanks to my Felt FR bike and DT Swiss wheels, climbing is definitely a little more effortless than it probably ought to be with a different bike. And so I just kept riding my ride. It's funny because on these sprints, he would just ever so slightly push up to try and, make it across the line first, which is fine. But I also knew that that person was burning out their energy. He was just, he was pushing it harder just to get that little extra, which is okay with me. And then as you'll see here, like this portion, he basically just stays on my wheel for what felt like forever. And so, I have the footage on, fast forward, so it's not a long time, but it felt like forever. And I started getting frustrated because, like I said before, I'm the person that if I can, if my pace pushes me to the front, then I will do my best to stay there, even though it means that I'm the one wasting energy. But I just kept rolling on, and the person definitely kept purposeful effort to stay behind me. And at portions, they would get in front of me, and I think maybe they were getting frustrated that I wasn't going the pace they wanted, which was fine because, like I said, I was riding my race. And as we're getting towards the end here, my thought in watching other people's races online and other channels, I was thinking like, you know what? I know there's a climb at the end. I know that's where I can take them, and I can really push, really push the efforts here. So you can see I get slightly in front, and then the person, pushes to get millimeters in front of me, which is okay. And, I saw they use their power up, and so I'm thinking like, okay, maybe they're losing steam since they kind of drop back real quick after that sprint, use their power up to get up to basically to catch up to me. And then right as we're coming up, I'm looking at the kilometers left, knowing that there's going to be a climb coming up ahead. So I used a little bit of tactics to try and stay behind the person, knowing that once this bridge came up, I was just going to push it as hard as I can. And that's what I did. I knew I could take them on the climb, and so I pushed as hard as I can. And as you can see, I kept having to stop pedaling because my legs were just hurting after that climb. But it kept me at about an 8-second advantage in front of the person, and I was excited to cross the line before them.
Oh my God. Brutal. What a brutal race. Oh my God. So that front group, man, they freaking killed it. I'm happy with that. Oh my God. Oh my God. Hey, I'm happy for a top 10 finish in this Cat C race. Still a few minutes behind the leaders, but hey, I'm happy, man. And I still took 8 seconds off of coalition guy. was freewheeling it behind me for a long time. I killed it up that climb, man. Both of them. Oh. Wow, wow, wow. All right.